Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Chapter 16, Appetizers. How did you find me? I hate it so much. In the deep pit that was punched by Yumming, there was a ghost with a string carved on his right eye and a pattern like an eye-shaped pattern on his face. He was paralyzed in the hole with all his bones crushed and fractured by Yumming's powerful punch. The motionless ghost gradually dissipated under the sunlight. Kamanu, who is the sixth of the last string, feels that he has never been wronged like this since he became a ghost. Originally received the order of Master Kibutsuji Muzan, go to Sagiri Mountain to obey one of the lower strings. Enmu's command is going to kill a black-haired child to complete the order. Before all the lower strings were concentrated, he, who had the ability to escape from the ground, was dispatched first to become a scout. As a result, just as he descended to the foot of the mountain, he was blown out of the ground by this sudden blow inexplicably. This is simply dead inexplicable. Like Kamanu, there are 4 people around me who eat melons. They were shocked by Yumming's increasingly terrifying strange power, but now they are so scared that their jaws are about to drop. Killing a dead ghost with one fist, this kind of terrifying record is simply a feat that even Zu could not possibly achieve. Well, if I said that I didn't know you were down here, would you feel better if you died? Seeing the commotion he caused, Yumming scratched his handsome little head in embarrassment. In fact, he didn't expect that there would be such a ghost hidden below, but he simply felt something moving under his feet. At first he thought it was a mole or something, and it happened to be lunchtime. Unexpectedly, a big mouse actually exploded out, which is really a surprise. You bastard! Hearing Yumming's explanation, Kamanu obviously didn't feel any better. Instead, he spit out another mouthful of old blood angrily, and the speed of dissipating in the sun became faster again. Don't think that you won by killing me. My death is just an appetizer. I believe you will come down to accompany me soon. Kamanu, who had dissipated and only had his head left, glared fiercely at Yumming with his last bit of strength, as if he wanted to keep his appearance firmly in his heart, and cursed him even if he went to hell. You are an appetizer. Please don't disgust me even if you die. Even though he was cursed by Kamanu's meaningless words before he died, Yumming didn't panic at all. For this kind of creature that relies on killing people to grow its strength, let's kill a few of them. As for what he said before he died that he was about to go down to accompany him, to be honest, he still had some ideas. This shows that Kibutsuji Muzan has launched a plan to kill him, and it is estimated that he is very close to him. It seems that the improvement of strength must be caught up as soon as possible. The only thing is that Kibutsuji Muzan really took the wrong medicine. If you give him a winding family bucket, then he will probably be hammered to death. But, now that they know that there is an ambush waiting for him in front of them, it means that their strength will definitely not be top string. So now after I have learned the breathing of water, I will go and chop them all up. Hey, it doesn't seem right, I don't have Nichiren blades now either. Forget it, Urokodaki Sakanji has a big deal anyway, he. Thinking of this, Yumming immediately looked in the direction of Urokodaki Sakanji with a sly look on his face. Senior Urokodaki Sakanji, look at my physical fitness is not bad. Can you teach me the introductory pose of water breathing now? Although he was shocked by Yumming's strength, Urokodaki Sakanji was well informed and quickly recovered his calm. Well, it's okay, but you passed the test. But how does he feel? Yumming is in a Nichiren blade staring at him, is it an illusion? Then since your physical fitness has reached the standard, I will teach you the entry method of water breathing and the knack of posture. Long hours of hard work. Even knowing that Yumming already possesses extremely terrifying strength, Urokodaki Sakanji still doesn't want him to be proud. But even he is looking forward to it, if the man in front of him, what kind of strength he will have after learning to breathe. But Tomioka Gyu did say something right, this child may indeed be the key to saving the world. Chapter 17. Listen up, breathe consciously, let the oxygen spread throughout the body's cells, this can significantly improve the body's natural healing power, relax the upper body, stabilize the lower body. Ding, congratulations to the host for acquiring the skill, Breath of Water, current level, LV1 entry level. Here we come. Seeing that he activated his skills after only listening to it once, Yumming couldn't help calling himself a genius in his heart. System, give Sajaman a lot. Water breathing, the current level is upgraded to LV15. Water breathing, the current level is raised to LV56. Water breathing, the current level is increased to LV99. Water breathing, the current level is upgraded to LVMAX, stamina plus 50%, strength plus 50%, charisma plus 10, and an additional reward, water control. Water control technique. You who have been able to use water breath proficiently have not only mastered the use of water shape, but also gradually discovered that your affinity with water is getting stronger and stronger. Finally, you find that one day water breath has become your servant, completely obeying your command. Close black lens bracket. A powerful force instantly enveloped He Yuming's whole body, and countless memories flowed into He Yuming's memory like a torrent. Seeing that He Yuming fell into a slight sluggishness after seeing his demonstration before trying it. Urokodaki Sakanji thought that he was still too strict with this child, and it was too reluctant to start teaching from breathing at the beginning, so he comforted him. This action may be difficult at first, but you should be able to master it after practicing for a while. What do you mean? Hearing Urokodaki Sakanji's comfort, He Yuming subconsciously thought that Urokodaki Sakanji wanted to see what he had learned. So the backhand is a water shape. Water breath, 2 shapes change water windmill. I saw that with He Yuming's thoughts, a sense of familiarity from the deepest part of the muscles came to my heart, completely without the memory in my head, just like Wang Ru, a swordsman who has been practicing for hundreds of years. Generally, every move exudes a natural momentum. Trembling slightly, a large amount of air was stored in He Yuming's body like the gas being rushed into a balloon. Blue tendons gradually rose from his head, and the moisture in the air gradually gathered together. Even if He Yuming didn't hold a knife in his hand, there was a monstrous sword intent that gathered the water molecules into the shape of a knife. Then I saw He Yuming jumping up, exuding endless coercion all over his body. The water knife in his hand was reaching its limit, turning into an afterimage in the air, leaving dark blue trails on the retina middle. Boom! Hearing a loud bang, the water knife, which is the softest thing in the world and also the hardest thing, hit a row of trees around at once. Afterwards, He Yuming turned his body upside down, turned the water in his hands into steam and dissipated naturally, put his hands down naturally, and exhaled slowly. It was this breath that slowly blew towards the surrounding trees, and then I saw an astonishing change in the trees that were originally safe. I saw that as He Yuming exhaled in one breath, mirror-like smooth-cut surfaces appeared on the bodies of several trees. Count's upper body was not affected at all, and it just slowly slid down the smooth tree surface and fell to the ground. Boom, boom, boom. The sound of a series of trees falling to the ground sounded one after another, and with it fell the heart of Urokodaki Sakanji. This kid doesn't look like he doesn't know how to breathe water. This dam is even better than him. And according to his observations, He Yuming has definitely reached the realm he dreamed of, and he has already said that everything in the world is ready for use. This kind of realm that can only appear in legends. Unexpectedly, in Urokodaki Sakanji's life, Shin was able to glimpse it once. This is simply how lucky, but even so, this kid must not be allowed to do this kind of behavior to deceive the old man. When he saw the scene of He Yuming absorbing water from the air and turning into a knife, his heart almost stopped beating. If someone told him that it was the first time he learned to breathe, he would not believe it even if he died of. You stinky boy, why did you know how to breathe long ago and still put on a show? You almost frightened me to death. I saw Urokodaki Sakanji covered his chest with one hand and hammered heavily a few times, while complaining to He Yuming with resentful eyes. What, Senior Urokodaki Sakanji, this is indeed my first time learning water breathing. If you don't believe me, ask Tomioka Giyu. After being scolded for a while, He Yuming felt aggrieved and pointed in the direction of Tomioka Giyu. As Urokodaki Sakanji's incredible eyes turned to Tomioka Giyu had no choice but to nod helplessly. When he saw the fight between He Yuming and Kibutsuji Muzan, he really saw that he didn't know how to breathe. Even the tricks used are all the most basic sword skills, although it is unbelievable but after the demonstration just now, it seems that He Yuming has indeed mastered the 10 types of water breathing, which is simply unbelievable. But after considering the various evil deeds of this guy before, it doesn't seem to be anything strange. Adapting can be a scary thing sometimes. Sure enough, after Tomioka Giyu reconfirmed that He Yuming was learning water breathing for the first time, Urokodaki Sakanji's smile gradually froze. What, is this the first time you've learned to breathe? Is it true? looking at He Yuming's casual response with disapproval, and then recalling that when he first saw He Yuming, his breathing was indeed a little disturbed. However, one now seems to have fully mastered the complete collection Changjong, practicing breathing all the time. Yurokotaki Sakanji can only believe it even if he doesn't want to believe it anymore. Seeing this monstrous existence, Yurokotaki Sakanji couldn't help but look at the sky at a 45-degree angle, whispering softly. Tomioka Gyu, where did you find this yukai? Chapter 18. After running around all morning, everyone was already exhausted. But now that he has reached the foot of Sawu Mountain, if he wants to enter the mountain, it will take another half of the afternoon. This was a nightmare for He Yuming, who did not have enough morning sleep, so before entering the mountain, everyone decided to take a short rest in the only village at the foot of the mountain. By the way, let Yurokotaki Sakanji satisfy his curiosity. What kind of food can make his apprentice, who has been paralyzed for several years, have a happy expression on his face when he mentions it? Cousin Ming, by the way, have you smelled a strange smell since just now? Compared with the excitement of the delicious food that everyone is about to eat, Tanjiro always feels that he has been smelling something strange. Seeing that Tanjiro was a little nervous, Yurokotaki Sakanji smiled slightly and explained to everyone, there will be no problem. This is a training place where a large number of wisterias are planted around. If a ghost wants to enter, it will definitely cause a strong sense of discomfort. Is it really? He Yuming silently kept an eye out in his heart. Knowing the original plot, he knew the power of Tanjiro's nose. Since there is a strange smell, although it may not necessarily be the breath of ghosts, there is always nothing wrong with paying more attention to it. Just when everyone was about to enter the village and find a place to rest for a while, a figure appeared in front of them. I saw an old woman dressed in red linen casual clothing, holding a washtub in her hand. Seeing the dusty people along the way, she immediately waved to them enthusiastically. Everyone, are you tired from traveling here? Come on, come and rest in the village. As he spoke, he walked up to the crowd and greeted them warmly. Today is the day when our village celebrates the coming of spring. It's very lively. You guys are lucky to come here. Hearing what the old woman said, He Yuming looked into the village. As expected, in the middle of the village, a group of people gathered all kinds of interesting food, and the small village seemed very lively at this time. However, looking at it this way, it always feels like something is missing. He Yuming looked at the happy smiles on the faces of the busy villagers in front of him, and always felt a little strange, but he couldn't put it into words. Cousin Ming, let's go, it seems very lively here. Seeing that He Yuming was in a daze, Tanjiro immediately called out and walked towards the place of the celebration, who was already trotting. Speaking of which, the current Tanjiro has not experienced too much tempering, and he is still relatively simple and cute mentally. Naturally, he does not have as much as He Yuming. Seeing that Tanjiro was getting along with the villagers in full swing, and even started to help carry things, Tomioka Gyu also knew that his plan to eat He Yuming's lunch at noon today should be in vain. He had to shake his head slightly, and walked slowly towards Tanjiro while talking helplessly. It seems that I missed Mr. Ming's delicious food at noon, but I must make up for it at night. Seeing that everyone had already passed by, He Yuming didn't see why, so he had no choice but to give up, holding Nezuko's soft and boneless hands and walking past. Let's go Nezuko, Cousin Ming will take you to eat delicious food. ... Everyone should eat more. This is the special product of our Danyuzi village, cowhide balls and real cow wine. This real cow wine is also called macho wine in our village. You can't drink it anymore after passing this village. Thanks to Tanjiro's enthusiastic help, the villagers quickly established a good relationship with these foreign tourists. Even though it was already a cloudy afternoon, he still brought out the delicious food and wine from his village to entertain everyone. Ha ha ha, good wine, come and have a sip when He Yuming comes. Wine is good wine. If it was brought to the previous earth, it would definitely be comparable to Motai. Even after a few glasses of Yurokotaki Sakanji, he was already a little drunk, and his personality changed from calm to enthusiastic, and he began to drink constantly. Persuade He Yuming to drink. Although it was a good wine, he felt a little bit off when he saw a few slightly curly hairs floating in the wine, whether it was cow hair or some other creature, floating up and down in the wine glass along with the muddy sediment. To be honest, why does this hair look more and more like carved hair? The more He Yuming thinks about it, the more he doesn't want to drink him. Facing the persuasion of everyone, he can only temporarily shirk on the grounds that he is under 16. Seeing this, the villagers sighed regretfully and stopped pressing. Oh, what a pity, Xiao Yuming, when you grow up, you must come to our village to taste our matcha wine. This is made after fermentation. The fine hair of the most powerful men in the village is brewed after 99 and 81 days of further fermentation. Open 2 cages, it's a pity that you don't have such a good fortune this year. Puff. After hearing the explanations from the villagers, Tomioka Gyu couldn't hold back a sip and sprayed the real beef wine on the face of Tanjiro, who was facing him, and his face instantly became extremely weird. Fortunately, I didn't drink it. It seems that my intuition is still very accurate. Hei Yuming was very grateful to think of it, but he felt that his double eyelids started to fight, and a sense of sleepiness gradually came to his heart. Sure enough, he was woken up too early in the morning by that bastard Tanjiro. No, I can't hold it anymore, let's go to sleep first. Chapter 19. In the small village, the previously bustling celebration scene gradually became quieter. There was a strange smell in the air, and the smiles on the faces of the villagers who had been full of smiles gradually disappeared at this time. Hei Yuming and his group, who were sitting in the middle, were all trapped in the fragrance of dreams without exception, sleeping peacefully. The middle-aged village head, who was toasting to everyone with a smile on his face, now had no smile on his face, and shouted at the surrounding air. We did what you said, can we release the old people in our village now? Nourish. I saw a white filament shooting out from the shadow of the nearby house in an instant, piercing the village chief's arm in an instant. Don't ask if you shouldn't ask. We said we would let them go if we let them go. But now that your mission has not been completed, what face do you have to make such a request? It's not the same as what you said, as long as we pour them the wine. The village head who heard this voice also ignored the serious injury in his hand, and yelled loudly at the shadow. Really, how do I remember that Enmu guy asked you to go to their spiritual world to destroy their spiritual core? A voice gradually came from the shadow of the room again, and one could see a child sitting inside the room after careful observation. White hair, a strange red face like 7 stars, and white skin that reveals a strange aura. If Hei Yuming was still alive now, he would be able to recognize it immediately. The ghost in front of him is the tiredness of the 5th. Seeing the tiredness of reneging on promises, the village head turned red instantly, and the veins on his forehead and arms burst out, realizing that he and others were just tools used by ghosts. This morning, this group of ghosts swept across the village and occupied the village in an instant, and took all the old people in the village as captives and asked them to give the wine and food that they had given the vampire magic to the village. A group of tourists eat, and promised to let all the people in their village go after the group of travelers were all unconscious, but when they finished, they found that these abominable ghosts obviously backtracked and no longer planned to let them go. No, I won't trust you anymore, you man-eating ghosts definitely have no intention of letting us go. HMPH, you have a lot of backbone. A silk thread invisible to the naked eye was instantly drawn across the neck of the bulging village chief. All of a sudden, blood gushed up and sprinkled on the surrounding land. So is there anyone among you who doesn't want to fulfill our promise now? Seeing the village chief's extremely strange death, everyone in the village felt a chill welling up in their hearts, but what followed was endless anger. We don't have a coward in Danyuzi village. Brothers, even if we die, we can't let the village chief die in vain. As they spoke, they rushed forward with all kinds of weapons around them. Humans are such strange creatures. Even though they were terrified at first, they still want to resist after death. I am so envious of your fetters. If that's the case, you all go with this nasty fetter. Die. Sitting in the room, Lei looked at the villagers who gradually surrounded him, with a teasing smile on his lips. It's because these villagers didn't cooperate. It seems that it's impossible to bring them to Lord Kibutsuji Muzan intact. Since it's so hidden, it doesn't make any sense. Now let the remaining 4 people come to finish all right. Originally, after listening to Master Kibutsuji Muzan, the 6 of them thought that this black-haired kid had such terrifying strength, but now it seemed that it was boring, and it was enough for him to come alone. Sure enough, you are more interesting. Looking at the surrounding villagers, the tired eyes flashed with joy again. The gentle sunlight shines on the face, the familiar simple room, the familiar Simmons bed, and the promotional poster of Luo Xiaohei's Anji just released on the wall, everything is the original appearance in memory. There is no doubt that this is He Yuming's original home. What, is it all a dream? He Yuming sat up from the bed and smiled self-deprecatingly. He had a very strange dream last night. He actually dreamed that he had crossed into the world of Demon Slayer and became Tanjiro's cousin, and even had a system with a bug. It's ridiculous to think about it now. How could there be a system like this with stuck bugs and unlimited skill points? It's unreal no matter how you think about it. You say yes to the system. He Yuming laughed at himself and thought silently in his heart, if there is really a system, wouldn't it prove that the world he only exists as a fiction? Open black lens bracket ding. Congratulations to the host for acquiring the skill Illusion LV1 Beginner. There is really a system. Wait, now I seem to be in an illusion. Chapter 20. Watching the system remind him of the skills he had acquired, He Yuming gradually recalled his memory, as if he was drinking just now. Then it seems that there is no more. He finally remembered what the strangeness he noticed in the village was. In this village, apart from the old woman he saw at the beginning, the huge village chief didn't see a single elderly person. Moreover, the villagers' enthusiasm for them is obviously too much. Even with the help of Tanjiro, they will not open 2 cages of wine in a year and various delicacies that are relatively rare for this kind of village. Give them this kind of first-time traveler to eat. Thinking of this, He Yuming probably guessed in his heart what the general course of the matter was like. In this world, Enmu is the only one who can drag people into dreams and kill people in their sleep. It is estimated that the village where they are located has already been set up by Enmu to kill them as a trap, and the food is obviously given the vampire technique by Enmu. Thinking of this, He Yuming sighed helplessly. It seems that I was too careless. He should have noticed something wrong earlier. Those old villagers should be held hostage by ghosts now. And now they are the only ones who can restrain those ghosts. I am afraid that they have all fallen into fantasy. If the rest of the ghosts want to kill them at this time, it is a breeze. Thinking that his partners might be in danger now, He Yuming frowned tightly. Fortunately, since I already know that this is an illusion, I can get rid of it now as long as I commit suicide, but this method of getting rid of is obviously the next choice. I remember that I seem to have learned illusion just now, so Enmu, I will let you see who is the master in this dream world. Illusion, the current level is raised to LV2. Illusion, the current level is raised to LV18. Illusion, the current level is raised to LV53. Illusion, the current level is increased to LV99. Illusion, the current level is increased to max. Charm plus 10, Intelligence plus 50, get an extra reward, Eternal Kaleidoscope Sharingan. Eternal Kaleidoscope Sharingan. After countless experiences and practice, you have learned all the illusions and have stood at the top of the illusion world, but you are still not satisfied. Finally one day you broke through the limit of illusions. As if it has become a part of your body, it has merged into your eyes with strange power. From then on, your eyes are the nemesis of all illusions. An ability called chakra extracted from the cells of your body allows your eyes to perform various powerful and strange moves. Close black lens bracket. Accompanied by a strange feeling, a tingling feeling spread through He Yuming's eyes, and when he came back to his senses. Everything in front of me seems to have become completely different, the dust floating in the air, the Tyndall effect channel produced by sunlight shining on the air full of impurities, and the spatial fluctuations with a ghostly breath. Under He Yuming's gaze, a black passage gradually appeared in front of him, and the cold aura was even more incompatible with the surrounding environment. No ability is invincible, since it has the blood ghost technique that pulls others into the illusion and destroys the spiritual core of others. Then in the illusion, there must be a passage to the ghost's spiritual world, and that is where Enmu's weakness lies. Same as human beings, as long as the spiritual core is destroyed, the ghost's consciousness will completely disappear, turning into an empty shell without any emotion. Seeing the world in front of him become completely different, and the countless knowledge about illusion suddenly appearing in his mind, the corner of He Yuming's mouth curled up into a cold smile. Hey, I found you. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.